So I did a poll in which I asked you guys that what iOS version you are using, and there is still amount of people that are using iOS 17.7.2 or the earlier version. So as you can see, these people are still stuck on iOS 17, and one of the main reason is regarding the battery life. Most of the people are not satisfied with the battery life of iOS 18, and yes, there is a big difference between the iOS 18 battery life. And there are still people that are waiting that with the 18.2 or 18.3 or maybe 18.4, battery life will get better. And once it get better, they will update from 17 to 18 then. But here is important thing to understand that iOS 18, no matter what iOS 18 version is, it is not going to get better in terms of battery life like iOS 17. So yeah, in terms of performance, it is great. iOS 18 is great. But in terms of battery life, it is important to understand it will never going to become like iOS 17. iOS 17 is some other iOS version. It is definitely way better in battery life, and it is always will be better. Just like that, iOS 16 will be better in terms of battery life than iOS 17. iOS 15 will be better in terms of battery life than iOS 16. So iOS 18, no matter what version is never going to get better than the iOS 17. It will get better in terms of giving a good battery life, but if you compare with the iOS 17, it is not going to beat iOS 17 in terms of battery life. Now, why I'm saying this? It is the important thing to understand. Now, let me tell you. Whenever is there is, for example, this is iOS 17, okay, and this is the iOS 18. When iOS 18 is out, it is out with new features, new things, new changes. iOS 18, without a doubt, is one of the biggest iOS update in a decade, and there is a lot going on. When all the new features are added in the iOS 18, these new features will consume more power. They need more power. They need more battery life. They need more RAM. They need more performance. So new features will definitely consume more battery life. On the other hand, iOS 17 has less features than the iOS 18, so it will consume less battery life. I'm not saying that on the iOS 18 battery life will become complete garbage, but you have to compromise somehow. Maybe if you are getting 10 hours of screen on time on iOS 17 or iOS 18, maybe you started to get 8.5 hours or 9 hours, but there will be a difference because of, yes, because of new features, new changes, and other stuff. So if you are on iOS 17, any version, and you're waiting that iOS 18 someday will become stable and then you will try those new features, you can just update, but against that, you have to compromise a bit on the battery life. So far, iOS 18.2 going really good. I did a couple of videos in which I tested out iOS 18.2. You can go to my channel, check out those videos. You can check out the screen time. I also tested out 18.3 beta 1. In fact, I'm going to show you, for example, over here, like if I go to the settings over here and you the iOS 18.3 beta 1 I'm using right now, and I go to maybe this day over here, as you can see, I used like 90% of my battery level, got 6 hours 11 minutes screen on time. Now it is not good, being very honest. 18.2 has a better screen on time, but again, it's just a beta. It would get better eventually when the public release will come out. So this is the thing to understand. Whenever there is a new update, there are new features, and those features need more power, and more power will make the battery life slightly lower. This is how the circle works. You can't do anything about that. I can't do anything about that. There are different ways, tips and tricks through which you can enhance the battery life. That works. It will give you slightly a better battery life. But in the end of the day, if you are using iOS 17, you cannot get iOS 17 battery life on iOS 18. Both will be different because both have different features. This is all I want to talk about this video. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section below, and I will catch you guys very soon in my next video. Until then, take care. Stay tuned to this channel for more videos. Make sure to be happy. Happy New Year again. Peace out.